I believe that this is, I like to call it the great, big, beautiful, powerful bill. This is an amazing piece of legislation. And one of the things that my colleague just mentioned was that this is a simple problem. It's not a simple problem. It's a difficult problem that we've been dealing with for so many years here in the state, but that other states around us are also dealing with. Talked about Maryland being a net importer of energy. Well, so are about half of the other states in the country, not just those in the Northeast. So are most of the states in the PJM. So this is not an issue that we can fix overnight or that we have complete ownership of. But in this bill, we're doing some really significant things. We've made choices in this bill to actually cut prices in the short term significantly. But I think what's more important in this legislation is what we are doing in the medium term and the long term. Those are the historic parts of this legislation. We want to increase competition for energy retailers in the state. You talked about more supply, and competition is one way to do that. And when you talk about the emails that you are all getting from your constituents, one of the email problems that I hear more and more and more about for the last 2 years are the problems created by the Senate Bill 1 back in 2024. Now, there were some great parts of that bill, and I will stand up and defend those as well. But there were some things that really did make it difficult for competition to survive in this state. And in this bill, along with a lot of other things, we solved that problem. We made reforms. We allowed them to make their rate cases in a different way than in Senate Bill 1. We allowed them to actually have longer contracts. And these are the things they asked us for. And so we did that to bring more competition and to give people more choices in this state. I think that's a really, really important part of this bill that's being overlooked. And I just want to also say that my colleague just said that you cannot rely on solar and wind and storage to meet our energy needs. And I would say that Texas would disagree with you. They 100% meet their energy needs with renewables. And we can get there, but we absolutely have to be committed to that. And it is true that we are open to so many different types of energy generation in this state, but it's also true that the ones we can access the cheapest and the quickest are those that we just mentioned, solar and storage. And that's why we are committed to investment in those. So, finally, I do want to say to my more conservative friends, I'm glad that we have some bipartisan support on this bill. I understand a conservative district more than a lot of my colleagues, say, in Montgomery County, like my wonderful chair. Right? And I can tell you that there is no way that you're going to be able to spin a red vote on this bill because your constituents want to see action. And a red vote on this bill means that you are opting to do absolutely nothing for those constituents that are struggling to buy medicine or struggling to pay their rent. And I believe that to them, that is unacceptable. So I invite you and urge you to join me in a green vote for this very, very important and impactful bill. Thank you.